Welcome to Seltzer Squad, the podcast about staying sober in the city, with your hosts, Kate Sander and Jess Valentine.
Hello, Jessica.
Hi, Kate.
I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, I was going to say, and just like that, we're talking about Sex in the City again.
All right, spoiler alert. If anybody who has not watched the first 5 episodes of And Just Like That, you can turn this off now because we're going to get into it.
Yeah. How many episodes are they going to have? Do you know?
I don't know. Is this an ongoing thing? I have so many questions.
I think it's going to be 15 episodes, but that just sounds like a lot to me. I feel like usually they do like 8 episodes, but it'd be nice if there's 15. We haven't spoken about this at all yet, have we?
No, but we've talked about Sex and the City on here previously about just like how crazy
of course
it is.
Yeah,
in hindsight. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just dive in. Do you want to start first with Big or Miranda or like where?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we can start with Big. Obviously, our thoughts on Big.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on them?
I mean, this is the hot debate. It's like, I love how everyone's just like, Carrie definitely should have called 911.
Oh, I mean,
like at
whatever.
the very least, gotten like the AED bag from the doorman. You know, like they have those patches somewhere in that building. Those like shocker patches that you have at like as like a lifeguard, or like they have them at the mall.
Okay, I definitely wasn't like thinking anything like that.
You don't think like I think the doorman's name is Joe. Joe could have ran up and shocked him back to life.
Well, they couldn't because they needed to fire Chris Noth, so he had to die.
But that happened all before. That didn't happen yet. None of that happened until afterwards.
I heard that they got wind that was going to be exposed, and that's why they fired him.
Okay. Well, the Peloton people didn't get that memo.
Yeah. The Peloton people did not get the memo that he was sexually assaulting or harassing.
Which I don't know if you know, but that's Ryan Reynolds' production company. So Ryan Reynolds didn't know.
Wait, what's his production company?
They made the ad, I think.
What ad?
The Peloton ad after he died, then Peloton ran like a funny ad with Chris Noth.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I gotta Google it.
I think the chick from the show, like the instructor that he liked. And
yes, okay.
The Peloton ad ran, and then the Chris Noth story broke, and then the Peloton ad got pulled.
Oh, it got pulled.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. That sucks because I really wanted to see it. But
it was cute. It was funny.
Damn. Oh well. I guess I'll never see it. It's got to be on the.
I feel like
I'm
it
sure
exists
it lives
somewhere.
on the internet somewhere. Yeah. But I don't want to like ignore you and just be on my phone.
Yeah.
So, So like me and Cam watched it with our jaws dropped. We were like, oh, we were so upset. We liked Big, and we didn't hear about the whole Chris Noth thing until like a week later after we had watched it or something. And we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So we immediately watched the second episode. There were only 2 out at the time. And then in the second episode, I don't even remember. It could have been the first one, but definitely by the second one, I said, they're setting Miranda up to be an alcoholic.
100%.
And Cam's like, she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Cam, like, she went to a bar at 10:45 in the morning.
And like got mad at the bartender. Yeah.
Yeah, for not serving her. And she's like, I'll wait.
Yep.
And then it's like, first of all, like, they're not even open yet. Like, fucking leave. You're rude. And then just being like, oh, I'm cute. it's 11 o'clock somewhere. It's like, okay, good one. And then at Big's funeral, she like pressured the bartender into giving her the whiskey or whatever it was before, they were supposed to be drinking. And I can't remember what else. There was like, I think there was
like a shot of like, where the camera focuses on her pouring like another glass or something. And I was like,
maybe. Yeah. It was just like all like little things that obviously we pick up on. And then obviously Charlotte like takes it to like the nth degree. And she's like, when she's like, she had 2 glasses of wine before the comedy show. And I'm like, in all fairness, I don't think that's a lot.
No,
right?
But like there is a tiny Charlotte that like lives in my head that clocks how many drinks people are having.
Yes. Same. Always same. Especially if it's someone I'm hanging out with and
Yeah.
I'm like annoyed by it.
Mhm.
But yeah, totally. But it's just perfect because it's like, of course she's like being like turning it into something. And then obviously then they like show Charlotte going in the bag and getting all like the little airplane bottles, and
That
it's
was
like,
kind of a
ugh.
shock to me that they would put the tiny bottles in her bag because we don't see her drinking liquor. Like she's like, I feel like she's drinking a lot of wine. And so for me, I was like, oh, they're driving the point home with the secret liquor.
The liquor. Yeah. But it was interesting that when she finally addresses it, she was just basically like, well, the pandemic.
Well,
You know,
wait,
we
hold on.
drank
We got to
and then I
rewind
didn't-
to like the car scene with Carrie and Charlotte where Carrie just like gaslights Charlotte. And it's like, well, I can't talk about this right now. Like, she's fine. Where like Charlotte's like, I think Miranda has a drinking problem. And then Carrie's like, no, I think it's fine. And like makes a joke about it.
Yeah, but that happens,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Like it's so, yeah, you want Carrie to also address it, but at the same time, it's like, no, we've all been that person. We all have those friends that are like, no, she's fine. You're fine. Like it's not that serious. Like it's just a couple glasses of wine and who cares? So that's common. Like
Yeah.
there's no surprise there. And then it was interesting though how Miranda was like, well, we all were drinking in the pandemic, and then I guess I just didn't stop, because I bet that's happened to.
Very
I'm sure
common,
there's
I
tons
bet.
of people that. But the funniest part was Holly's book.
I know. Well, I knew that
I
part
was-
was coming because I saw it on social media, and then I was like, oh, I have like obviously need to catch up on these episodes so that I can see it. And then I was actually 2 behind, so I was like, I don't know. Then I was like, maybe that was like a meme, and maybe that didn't actually happen.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw
What? Did you
book.
see it on Holly's page?
Yeah, she had it like just the
Okay.
snippet on her page, but I didn't know what episode it was from, so I was 1 behind, and I was
Yeah.
watching it, and I was like, maybe somebody just like compilated that together
Sure,
to
like
like
a sober
about
person, yeah.
Miranda. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I was like shook, and then annoyed at them making fun of it. Of course.
Well, yeah, same. They were making fun of it, like quit like a woman, and then I was like, well, I was really excited for Holly in the beginning, and then they were making fun of it. I'm like, oh, I'm not as excited for her. I felt bad,
Yes.
but then it turns out that like Charlotte didn't get her the
Yes.
book, like she ordered it herself, and she like
obviously was hammered.
obviously
Yeah.
yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. And then how she was just like making herself a drink by herself while like listening to that person's
Mhm.
stand up or whatever the podcast. And we were like, are you serious? And then I was glad to see that she like dumps it all, because she's like, when I'm ready to do something, I do it or whatever. So
I'm interested to see
but-
if that will go further, like a struggle.
exactly. Are they just gonna like
Yeah, like
wash their
she's fine.
hands
She's
clean of it?
cured, everyone. She
Yeah.
dumped it all out.
Or yeah, I'm also curious because I think there's only been 5 episodes so far. I think the next one comes out on Thursday.
But
so
they were drinking like fake booze in the park.
all of them, or was it just Miranda?
No, they were all. And because she said like, I appreciate you guys or something like about something about it.
Because she
And
was
I
talking
like,
shit
okay.
about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Whatever.
wonder, like, can we just take a moment to like grieve the Miranda we all knew and love? I was like, first of all, I was like, this lady's
Who is this
letting her like teenage
blubbering
kid like
idiot?
have sex in her apartment and like so loud that she's just not gonna be like, hello, I own this house. Like, son, can you and your fucking girlfriend please keep it? I just found that like insane, and I was like, am I just being like a
I would-
prudy? But I was like,
No,
I find this insane.
Completely agree. Completely agree. Also, and then we found out that they're actually only 17.
Right.
It's like that should not be happening.
I was like, you're
Also-
the house that like I would never be allowed to go over to, that like whose mom lets boys sleep over.
like crazy. Also, just the fact that Miranda always was like a strong, opinionated, like people didn't even like her because she was so opinionated and this and that. And then she's turned into this like blubbering idiot. It's just so weird. And like, it seems like they've changed the character a little bit. And
yeah, they're like ultra boomers.
it's so weird. Yeah, they like make so many. I think that, how do you feel about the show as a whole right now? Because I have a lot of feelings about it. I feel like they're trying way too hard to like
be woke,
be relevant, woke. Yes, exactly. It's like, okay, you guys need to take it down like 5 notches. It's great that you're finally choosing to shed some light or talk about like actual issues, but like y'all need to calm down. We get it. We get that you're woke. Like, I hate Che. Like, I hate Che. How fucking predatory is that person? Like, constantly with like pushing the weed and the booze. It's like, fucking no.
Well, I was just thinking, like, TJ and I were like looking at each other, and I was like, I mean, I don't think Che wants to date Miranda.
Oh, like, absolutely not.
And she's like, absolutely, I'm going to slide into your DMs. Like, I was like, oh God,
oh my God,
this woman is going to blow up her whole life. And like, Che's not going to want to date her.
Let's hang out.
Yeah.
Also, like, it's annoying because, again, furthermore, about them changing the character, season 1, like, I think one of the very first episodes, they have her kind of like explore that and like date a woman and kiss her. And then she's like, I'm definitely straight. Yeah. So it's like, well, what the fuck is this shit now? And it's like, poor Steve. Steve deserves better.
Steve deserves better.
He really does.
Steve's
even
just
though he
like
cheated on her,
working at that sad pandemic bar, like, can't hear anything, bringing home the, like, also, can we talk about how none of them have jobs? None of them. Carrie's a part-time podcaster, maybe, like,
well, she doesn't.
Miranda doesn't have a job anymore.
Oh, that's right.
She's not working. She's just like couldn't handle. She didn't want to be a lawyer anymore, so she quit. And I'm like, what are these fucking ladies for their doing? Mortgage? Right. So poor Steve has just been like he got a PPP loan, like trying to keep the bar alive, and like Miranda's just at home drinking, you know, and then like going out and fucking exploring her sexuality.
And Charlotte has obviously had some work done.
Yeah, poor Char.
I think that she looks good. It took a minute to get used to.
I was like so uncomfortable with the plastic surgery. Like when they go to the office, I was like,
I know.
No, and then like they're talking about it at the picnic. I was like, oh, is this cringe for Kristen Davis or what?
Well, they had her be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Botox is fine.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, her mouth is pulled for sure. I don't know exactly what she's
very
had.
Beautiful still.
Yeah. It's also interesting since she's sober in real life.
Yes.
And she's like, I don't know. I wonder whose idea for that storyline. And I wonder why Miranda. And I think that it's great that it's actually being, because we have so many episodes about Sex in the City because it glamorized drinking. So it's interesting. I'm really curious how that storyline came to be because I think it's something that should have light shed on it. So I also
wonder
impressed.
If like we're not maybe the demo they were thinking about while they were writing it. Like maybe it's like still geared towards an older demo and they didn't really realize like how many younger people. Like I watched that show when I was like a preteen. Like I was like tiny, you know, absorbing. Like I was like, oh, I shave my vagina because that's what Samantha told me to do, like at age 12 or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe I think that I think maybe that's why also the woke stuff feels really cringe because it's just like so in your face.
Yeah, that and like making them sound old, like talk about themselves like they're old. It's like, calm down. They're not even that old. However, this is completely unrelated. But did you realize that they are all the same ages as the ladies from the Golden Girls?
Stop.
They're the same ages.
Is that why they're like
Golden
being
Girls.
so old on the show though?
I don't know. It just goes to show what hair can do. Like how much younger it can make someone look or older. The same fucking ages as the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
But anyway, obviously, I think that the show's stupid and dumb and really trying
Will I keep
too
watching?
hard.
Yes.
But I love it.
Yes.
But I love it because
Oh wait,
it's
no,
just
we
like
have to. We haven't even
nostalgia.
gotten to the best part.
What's that?
Seema is the best part of the show. Like my girlfriends, like from back home, where like that's all we talk about is like Seema's the best. She
Seema.
has the real estate agent.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess I'm confused as to why you love her so much.
We love her clothes. We love her vibe. She's like the only one that acts like she's not like geriatric.
Trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
well,
has a
that's true.
job. Like she
She
like
does have a job.
moving
that
and
is something the
shaking
others
and
don't.
dating, and she's not like, you know, all caught up in like, what's my say? I'm unhappy and I'm gonna like,
Yeah.
you know, start cheating on my partner, and you know, I want to get this hip replacement so that I can wear 6-inch heels at 55. Like the whole
Oh,
thing, like
I
their
know.
goals just feel weird. I'm like,
Of
you're-
course.
like still making like jokes about wearing flats. Like, come on, what the fuck? Where
Oh my
are
God.
we?
When Charlotte made that comment and Miranda said so, I can't remember the line. She's like, that is like such a low reaching, like, put down. It's like, really though.
How is
Um,
of all of them like Charlotte the only one living in reality though? Like taking Carrie to pee, like managing Carrie's surgeries, like trying to be a good mom even though she doesn't fully understand what's going on with her kids. Like
I
she's
know,
like
she really is
Charlotte's
trying.
doing the work.
Yeah, she is. Harry lost some weight.
Yes.
I don't know. I just like the nostalgia of watching it.
Mhm.
And it's obviously we're talking about Miranda's drinking, but it's also different how they're not always just at the bars every night,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
is nice.
They're not going
Like they're
but drinking is still pretty central, I feel like.
Yeah.
Obviously now
mean,
because it's like in the Miranda storyline, but I feel like they
Storyline, right.
are still, you know, they're not out at the clubs anymore. Like they're not getting table
I know.
service anymore that
They're
we
not
know of.
going
But
to bed.
yeah, like even
Um,
like I was annoyed when I think the most annoying line for me was when Charlotte's like, I think Miranda has a drinking problem, and she was like, am I gonna need a cocktail for this conversation? And I was like, Carrie, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've probably said this before, but watching the show in my like early 20s or whatever, I was obsessed with Carrie, wanted to be Carrie.
Mhm.
Watching the show in my 30s, Carrie's pretty terrible. She's
Yeah,
pretty
she's a loose cannon.
insufferable IRL, you know? But wait, would you say so who?
She's insufferable
Yeah, she's insufferable.
on a rewatch.
So, yes. So it's like not surprising that she would say something stupid and ignorant like
Yeah.
that. And that's probably a joke that I probably would have made.
I also thought
Which-
it was crazy when like Miranda goes after Charlotte about the book. And Charlotte's like, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
She didn't go after her though.
Wait, didn't she say something to Charlotte? Who did she say something to? Carrie.
She was talking shit to Carrie
Got
about
it.
Charlotte getting her the book. But here's the thing. And then I found it very interesting though that when Charlotte met up with them, Miranda didn't say shit to her
Yes.
about it. So that was kind of like a weirdness. And then we realized it's because she actually but ordered it herself. But it's like, why would you even bring it up to Carrie at all? Like it was just weird. Unless she just she forgot she ordered it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I think she was drunk when she ordered it. She don't think she realized.
It just still was weird that like it was just weird. But yeah, talking about Charlotte and it's like that is something Charlotte would do.
Do you think though that Charlotte was drunk when she cheated on Steve? Because there was like a lot of focus on all the shots.
Wait, Miranda?
Yeah, sorry, Miranda.
Oh, yeah. They were doing shots and weed.
Like a lot of shots in the
Yeah,
middle of
which-
the day.
Which is also like, didn't she bring that bottle for Carrie?
Yeah.
So rude. I mean, everything about that whole scene was so cringe. Like, just the predatory nature, the like bringing booze to someone who's probably on painkillers and can't drink
Yes.
it anyway.
Okay. Yes. I wanted to get to the painkillers also because there was a lot of emphasis on the painkillers.
Okay. Miranda and Che having sex. It was disgusting. And then like poor Carrie like pissing herself. It just was like, and then Miranda still being like high from it all, and like smiling the whole time. And it's like your friend that you're there to help just pissed herself because you were getting off in the kitchen.
That she could see it all.
Oh, so gross, so cringe. But anyway, what were you just, painkillers.
Yeah, the painkillers. There was a lot of emphasis on Carrie like being out of it because she was on painkillers. And I think that's also like the addiction that they sort of like spread in insidious ways. Like, you know, she goes on the podcast and she like says all that stuff and like they're all like, whoa, Carrie Bradshaw, thanks for showing up to the podcast. And then she doesn't remember any of it because she was like on opioids. Yes, and I feel like that's right. Another nod to like she can only be funny or authentic when she's like out of it. You know?
Yeah. Like she's not as
And again, Charlotte, the voice of reason, is like, dude, you fucking called Samantha out by name. Like, what are you doing? And Carrie again being like, it's fine. Like,
and then she had to eat
how is Charlotte the moral compass in 2022?
I don't know. Who knew? Yeah, she's like the pack leader.
Mm-hmm. She's like the only one. She's like, you cheated on your husband.
I know. I mean, Charlotte's always really judgmental.
Yes.
But I don't know. It's like, it's coming more from concern than judginess.
Yeah, I think like this, at least from prior seasons, she was much more like image focused. Like you can't, she was judgy based on like an image. And now she's like judging from the heart almost like, wait a minute. Like, I think you're drinking too much. Like, I'm worried about you. Oh, you had sex with a stranger? Like, that's considered cheating. Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely been the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Even if she's like too vocal about things, it's just like, I don't know. I'm really curious to see where the rest of the season goes. And if with the Miranda drinking storyline, if they're just going to chalk it up to, oh, she's cured now, she doesn't drink, or if they're going to like have her, I don't know, going to meetings or drinking NA drinks, which they already did, but you know what I mean? Like,
or actually reading the book maybe and being like, wait a minute, this wasn't like just doing things like a girl.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm excited to see.
Like maybe she gets even more woke at her law classes and then goes out to fight big alcohol.
Oh, I mean, now you're talking like fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy. Sobriety, Sex in the City.
So good. Well,
like, will Carrie develop a pill problem? We don't know.
Oh, I hope
to take
not,
the pain away.
It's just so funny because like the whole time watching it, I'm like, I can't wait to talk about this with Kate. Yeah. Can't wait to watch this.
I'm like, this is fucking problematic. This is as problematic in a different way as it was before.
The show? Yeah, just different avenues.
Yeah. So anyway, I will continue to tune in, and I really hope I want more seasons, obviously, because I don't know why. Too. Like, why not, I guess, but I want more Seema.
I think we'll get more Seema.
I think so too. I'm wondering if they're like posturing her to be like the new Samantha. And thankfully she's not as obnoxious, because I found Samantha really obnoxious.
Yeah, everyone was super upset about there not being Samantha and like, I won't watch it. And I'm like,
I mean,
I never really cared about Samantha. Honestly, I feel like you could take away one of any of, well, not Carrie, but take away one of any, like either Miranda, Charlotte, or Samantha, and it'd be fine. It would still work with like just 3 rather than the 4. But it didn't bother me that it was Samantha. Like, I'm sorry, guys, I just don't care. But I like that they still like acknowledged her and what happened. And I think that it was kind of true to what happened in IRL with her and SJP. So
yeah, I don't know, man. She's being like, Samantha though is like lauded on TikTok, how they're like, thank God she got out. She was the only she was the wokest one the whole time. And I'm like, I mean, Samantha said problematic shit too. Like, let's not forget. When she came after the trannies, remember?
Everyone has.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, let's not forget, I just think that while she was like maybe the most independent in spirit, she was cringe to me. I was just like, God, this like, can you imagine in real life, this like 30, 35 to 45-year-old woman like yelling all the shit that she used to yell. So I'm actually glad she's not
Right.
part of the season. And I think if they are posturing Seema to be like the cool version, she's a lot more classy
yeah.
and
Just
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think more down to earth, but
Yeah.
it's just less obnoxious. Really,
Yeah.
it's the only word that comes to mind. And even if they brought Samantha back, that would be cool too. I
Mhm.
don't dislike Samantha. I didn't find her relatable at all. Like I've never been promiscuous or expressed myself. I've never been even comfortable in my body. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yes.
she would just like
Maybe that's
so
why she annoys
unrelatable.
us. Maybe it's because
Yeah.
she's Maybe
I
that's
just-
why
I
she
just
annoyed
can't
Charlotte
relate.
so much too.
Yes, and I can see a little bit of myself in each of the other
Same.
ladies. So
Yeah.
that's probably what it is.
Squad, what do you think
Anyway.
about?
Yeah, we want to know what you're thinking.
And just like
Leave
that,
us a comment. And just like that,
just like that.
this episode is over.
Yeah.
And just like that, I couldn't help but wonder until we meet again.
I couldn't help but wonder: is Miranda an alcoholic?
Until we meet again.
Be nice to yourself.
That's right. And don't forget,
Hangovers
hangovers
suck.
suck.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Every review helps other listeners find us. Music by Dead Go West. Art by Kate Sander. For show notes and resources, check out seltzersquad.com.
Hey, Kate, what's another way that the squad can help support the podcast?
In addition to just listening or signing up to our Patreon, y'all can shop our online merch store, which has a variety of different sober treats, from mugs to sweatshirts to tanks and tees.
Everything.
All of our signature sayings are all over our sober merch. So visit seltzersquadshop.com and check it out.
Treat yourself to something sober while supporting the pod.
Jess, what's our number one piece of advice when people are getting sober?
Therapy.
Therapy. So much therapy that I'm going to school to be a giver of therapy.
This is true.
BetterHelp reached out to partner with us at the Seltzer Squad to offer 10% off a monthly membership to BetterHelp.com.
What is BetterHelp.com?
BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that is for individuals, for couples. You take a short quiz, you get matched up with a mental health professional, and you, through the app, are able to video, or you can just message back and forth with a licensed professional to give you counseling and guidance on anything and everything that you're going through.
So how do our listeners use our code?
You just go to betterhelp.com/seltzersquad and you'll receive 10% off your first month.